Angela Merkel is already facing a huge Brexit crisis, with German exports plummeting even before the UK has fully cut ties with the European Union. The UK remains tied to the EU's customs union and single market rules as the two sides desperately attempt to thrash out a lucrative trade deal before the transition period deadline on December 31. The EU's chief Brexit negotiator Michel Barnier has continued talks with UK counterpart David Frost in London this week, but a significant breakthrough seems unlikely, despite progress needing to be made if a new agreement is to be in place when current arrangements expire. Brussels wants a trade deal signed by mid-November in order for it to be ratified by EU leaders before Britain leaves the customs union and single market, but Boris Johnson has insisted the UK is prepared to walk away with no deal. If Britain does leave with no deal, trade between the UK and EU will be subject to potentially huge tariffs set out by the World Trade Organization, WTO. But a report from Jörg Kramer, chief economist at German banking giant Commerzbank, shows the country's exports have already suffered significantly, before the full ramifications of Brexit hit. According to the report, the value of German exports to Britain in 2019 before the huge slump inflicted from the coronavirus pandemic had plummeted by 11% from 4 years earlier in 2015, which was the last full year before the historic Brexit referendum. In comparison, Germany's total nominal exports of goods increased by more than 15% during this period. The largest contributor to this slump was made by the struggling motor sector, with exports here accounting for almost a third of German exports to the UK. Mr. Kramer explained, however, the minus of a good 25% is, to a smaller part, also due to the general problems in the sector and the relocation of production from German manufacturers to other European countries. Because the total German exports of motor vehicles and motor vehicle parts also fell slightly between 2015 and 2019. With a decline of almost half, the biggest minus was in the pharmaceutical sector. Here, total German exports have increased by almost 20%.